Yep, 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 yep.
All right. All right, welcome everybody, all of you morning early bird tuners to Logistics Oval for a Call of the Wild today. We've got on our hands pressing this morning the Courier Cup final for the Under-18 Senior Colts competition between the Nairne Bremer Rams and the Blackwood Woods, of course. It's not the first time this season in the Senior Colts where the two teams have met, of course, Blackwood winning the last encounter, but as the Courier Cup final suggests, this is a match for the top of the table between two teams who have only lost one match this year, as forementioned, Nairne losing to Blackwood and Blackwood losing a game to Harndorf earlier in the season. And without any further delays, I suppose now would be a good time to welcome Jayden J. Hill to the front desk here and allow him to add us a little bit more insight to this match.
Cheers, thanks, Indy. Yeah, great to be here. Welcome, viewers. Should be a cracking contest, I reckon. Both teams average over 12 goals for the year, so it should be a cracking contest. Just go through some of the previous results between these two sides. So round 1 2019, Blackwood 13-11-89 to 7-5-47, and then round 10 2019, 8-11-59, Blackwood defeating Nairne 5-6-36, and then round 6 2020, Blackwood 10-8-68 defeating Nairne 7-3-45. Then the semi-final last year, Blackwood 13-10-88 defeating Nairne 6-4-40. And then round 3 this year, Blackwood 14-8-92 defeating Nairne 7-4-46. So Blackwood have beaten Nairne on all 5 occasions. So hopefully the Rams can break that drought and, for the Rams supporters, beat the Woods today, Indy.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jayden. Not a single statistic left unchecked by this man, thankfully. And of course, we hope you're comfortable wherever you're tuning in from, because it is a freezing day here in Adelaide, particularly up here at Logistics Oval. Thankfully, the sun has come through a little bit this morning to dry out some of the wet weather which we've received throughout the week. But of course, as stated by Jayden, recent records between these teams are suggestive of some of Nairne's success last year in the Senior Colts competition. Of course, they finished at the top, but then went out in straight sets. Blackwood, on the other hand, made it all the way to the big dance against Mount Lofty, but fell short to the eventual premiers from the Devils team. So, of course, the teams coming up against each other this year, again, will be interesting, particularly considering the prior result from this season, as well as some of the results from the final series last year. There's certainly a bit of history between these two teams, and of course that escalates far beyond the Senior Colts, but plenty to share within the competition itself. So I'm certainly intrigued to see the results of this match. Of course, it's worth going over the two captains, Zach McDonald for Nairne Bremer Rams, and of course Sam Matters for the Blackwood Woods. So those are the two captains for the day, and of course the coaches, Nick Yench for Nairne and Jacob Broad for Blackwood. So we'll be keeping an eye on some of the major players in this match and making some additional comments throughout as we watch the game unfold.
Just some players of note, Indy. So Nick Evans for Blackwood, he is the leading goal scorer this season for them. So 17 goals to him, and then also Bissell from Nairne has kicked 25 goals, as well as Clark with 25 for the Rams, so they lead the goal kicking for Nairne this year. So all three of them have had good seasons so far. So we'll see if they can hit the scoreboard today.
Yes, certainly. So, as you've suggested, there's a bit of high-scoring reputation for both of these sides. So hopefully we're going to get a high-scoring game on our hands. Mind you, it is a very freezing cold morning, so it will be difficult to get clean marks out of the current dewy conditions. It's not wet at the moment, thankfully, and some of it might have dried up throughout the morning, but certainly still be quite wet. And considering the week we had leading up to this match, there'll be a bit of a task at hand for both of the sides. Of course, it's at Logistics Oval, so it'd be interesting to get Nairne Bremer's record in the Senior Colts this year at this venue.
Yeah, well, Nairne, they've only lost the one game to this year to Blackwood, so they've won all their home games this season, Nairne. So they've got a good record here, and Blackwood have a pretty good away record. They haven't lost an away game this season, so pretty even there. And also just clarifying with the defence stats as well. So Blackwood only averaged 26 points against them, and Nairne only averaged 25. So both defence holding up pretty well. So that'll be interesting to see how both forward line and defence match up today.
Interesting to note as the teams are just huddling together right now as we witness. Both of them getting ready to spread themselves out, no doubt, and retain their informed positions ready for the opening siren. And of course, probably worth mentioning, we'll get a couple of additional comments from Goldie throughout the match as well, who's been lucky enough to accompany us for this morning. So I suppose we're the lucky ones, though, for him to be accompanying us.
Yes, we sure are. So Nairne are forming their positions, but you just notice Blackwood, now Blackwood are starting to form their positions as well.
It's always interesting to see the first team coming out of the huddle and the team that spends a little bit more time with the chitter-chatter before, because sometimes that additional verbal advisory can be extremely useful, and at other times, sometimes getting into positions earlier can give you that better prep.
Yeah.
You never quite know when there's no consistent statistic to suggest which is more favourable. I don't think anybody would be analysing that, actually. Just getting a look at the ruck matchups here as well. So it looks like it might be Patrick Hall in the middle for Nairne Bremer, and coming over for Blackwood. Just getting a good look. That would have to be Edward Angley. In fact, no, that's Daniel Peel for Nairne. I was reading from the wrong team sheet there, but no problem as we get underway with the opening bounce. Nairne looking to try and seek out that first clearance, but Blackwood's pressure on the back of a good tackle from Ethan Cox has locked it up for another stoppage.
So umpire Rule balls it up. Oh, well done by the Nairne player, got it down, but high tackle, yep.
Yeah, so it looks like Ethan Cox has been taken high. That will give Blackwood the first centre clearance of the match. He assesses his options. He's going to go just towards the tip end of the centre square, favouring their forward half, but doesn't come out in their favour. Instead, clearing out the ball was Billy Trott.
Yep.
His kick also somewhat inefficient, but it does lead to a contest. Nairne, some handball chaining. They go inside 50. The kick coming off of the boot of Harrison Cates, and just finding itself out of bounds. And returning to Blackwood possession.
So Markham, I believe, coming out of the Blackwood's defence, kicks it just outside on the paint of 50. Our players go up. Blackwood get the ball out, goes across goal. Ball's tracking back there. All done by the Nairne player. Goes to Trott. Trott kicks it. And
Trott's kick, somewhat of a dangerous one, but it has led to a one-on-one, and there's also dangerous use of the corridor from Blackwood back there. Not a great forward 50 entry, though, so Blackwood will slingshot it back out, but the intercept mark taken here by
Jacko Matner.
Yeah.
So Matner is going to bomb it inside 50 again.
He's gone with a high ball, always risky in these conditions.
Oh, it just floats out the
back.
back.
The bounce might favour for Zach McDonald here, the captain. He was lurking, but couldn't quite retain possession. Snap kick coming off of the boot of William Grivell, though. Unfortunately, that one also looks to have gone through for... Doesn't look like it was a minus
No score.
Yeah, no score.
Lovely conditions here today at the moment, lads. Yeah, sunshine, bit of hail and rain obviously yesterday, so hopefully it's sunshine for the rest of this match.
Bit of a light through the gloomy week of weather we've had here in Adelaide.
So Nairne goes
Intercept play coming
sideways
from
again.
Nairne, but that's an incredibly risky disposal. That came off of the boot of Matthew Linke.
So well done there by Clayton Town. Kicked it forward.
Town, it's coming forward for Blackwood. A bit of pressure here as well, and a very ferocious tackle there from Max Cope. It's going to come back in off of the boot of Ethan Cox. He's been active early. And, he got it to a favourable one-on-one, but the mark couldn't be completed by Oscar Milsom. He's the vice-captain for Blackwood, according to these sheets. So, of course, with Sam Matters out there, he won't be serving the primary role, but no doubt he'd have some leadership experience that the team could value, particularly in that forward line.
So Riley McInnes got the free kick for in the back. So McInnes now is going to go down the line, kicks it down the line, and
it was a wobbler off the boot.
Out of the back was a Blackwood player, took the mark. They're going to go back inside 50. Sells a dummy, and then kicks it inside 50, and straight back to the
forward entry either,
Nairne,
I reckon.
And Matthew Linke took the mark.
Seems like a lot of players are just misfiring boot to ball this morning, so potentially again, that Dewey bull could be affecting the way their kicking techniques are being hampered. Coming through the middle here is Zach McDonald. That's a very effective kick. And the mark is taken by Lachlan Bissell. So assessing his options inside the forward 50. He enters it. It looks to be 2-on-2. Spoil coming out. It's all about the crumb here from Zach Llewellyn. And he snaps it around and kicks the opening goal of the match. Some fantastic forward crumbing there of Zach Llewellyn.
Zach Llewellyn, yep. Well done to Zach. So well done to Nairne. Great start. They were pushing. That's actually Zach's 19th goal for the season. So well done to Zach Llewellyn. So Nairne, yep, they got the first score on the board.
Is there any information on some of their leading goal kickers there for Nairne and the Senior Colts?
So Lachlan Bissell with 25, as well as Brody Clark with 25 as well. So they level, and then you got Zach Llewellyn now with 19.
Turned off. Just turned off and cut off. Nothing's coming through the headsets. All right, take a look at the play here. Sorry for that little hamper, but looks like the opening hit out for this centre bounce came from Blackwood, but once again locked in. Ethan Cox applying a lot of inside pressure by the looks. You can see him getting through with a lot of ferocious tackles, most of them leading to stoppages, but that seems to be quite strategic from Blackwood, all things considered. And there's a centre clearance coming out from the big man, Ethan Cox. Certainly built very well for a midfielder too. You can tell he practices his tackling a lot.
So boundary throwing now. So Dan Peel for the Rams is going to go up here. Tap goes down. Oh, great handball out. Kick down the line. And ball goes out again. So another boundary throw in here.
Yeah, no last touch, so there will be a boundary throw in.
So Nairne pushing again to get that second goal here.
Just a bit of reference on the ground. We can see a bit of a breeze picking up here. It looks to be blowing towards the opposite end of the broadcasting side. Cox, difficult handball from Tom May. It's come out in Blackwood's possession, and they can try and clear it out here. Cody Padroff. He's made his man work for the kick a little bit. Paul Brown might get a free kick anyways.
So Brown kicks it down line to, yep, so good mark. Can Blackwood reassess here, try and get a score on the board. Kicks down the line, Pat goes up, yep, good mark. Just can't get a number of the player there, but kicks it through the middle.
We got Clayton Town for Blackwood. He's going to need to work for this one. He's got two opponents to beat. Couldn't quite fulfill the pickup. Now the ruckman, Daniel Peel, did well in the contest, and I wasn't sure if he took out the legs there or maybe if he was caught a little bit high. Regardless, Nairne come out with the free kick. It's Lachlan Bissell. Doesn't waste any time going into the forward 50. They couldn't quite complete the contested mark, but they'll get in for some second efforts and eventually a ball out. That was Brody Clark, who just had to work for that contested mark, but I reckon the one-on-one defenders for Blackwood have stood up quite well in these opening segments.
So Blackwood go forward again. And reassess here. Handballs everywhere. Another one. Tom May couldn't quite grab it. Ball's going to scramble as a pack. Oh, good tackle, but Blackwood get it out.
Bit of an awkward spinning ball. Almost looked to come off as a bit of a banana off the wrong side of the boot. Nairne will attempt to intercept, but Blackwood win the ball back with some clever pressure. Unfortunately, not much was presenting forward, and coughed it up.
Lachlan racing now. Kicks in front of the dream maker. Llewellyn gathers, couldn't quite cleanly pick it up though. Well done by Pedro. Got the ball forward. An advantage of Hall, but
beautiful tackle there from Matthew Leinke.
So Nairne go back forward now. A good and great mark there by
McDonald, the captain. He's going to enter it back into the forward 50. 2-on-2. Missed the intended target. There's another one-on-one remaining deep. And with a bit of pressure, Brody Clark couldn't quite pick up the ball. In fact, nobody can, and instead the boundary line will take it for a stoppage.
It's actually going to be a kick to Nairne, I believe. Yep, so last touch, so because there was a soccer over the boundary line.
So it was a soccer.
Brody Clark as we said before, 25 goals for the season. He's had a good season so far. So, bit of a tight angle though.
Yeah, it almost looked like he flicked it over from here.
But he'll try his best. What can he muster up here? Not a bad looking kick, but it's going to go through for a minor score. So Nairne 1-1-7 lead Blackwood, no score in this first quarter.
So it's a fight for the top, as we established. Courier Cup final football here in the Senior Colts. The rebound 50 coming out from Blackwood. Looks to have gone efficiently with some handball strings coming through. And now some play through the corridors, a bit risky. Didn't kick to anybody in particular. Thomas Butler will help to get it forward for Nairne again. Good spoil was coming through there, Cody Padroth for Blackwood. And some ferocious handballing efforts. The tackles in the forward 50. Fanciful for Nairne. The ball coming back through the corridor. Once again, a bit inefficient from Blackwood. There's a lot of back and forth here through the corridor. They just can't quite seem to get it forward, Blackwood. They've got some back support, Nairne, but under a little bit of risk with some inefficient disposals. Lachlan Rayson, that was, who might have just coughed it up after he was under a little bit more pressure than he expected. It comes forward for Blackwood once again, but a familiar story. They don't have many targets down there. From one end of the center square to the other, now in favor of Nairne. Rolls into the inside 50. Zach Llewellyn.
Llewellyn couldn't quite... clever soccer.
Clever soccer, and unfortunately... Brody Clark couldn't quite finish it off.
So Nairne, 1 goal to 8. Blackwood now coming out of defence. Kicks it towards Aitken. Good gather there. Can Blackwood get it forward now? And it's going to be a boundary throw in. Wasn't sure if it was out in the fall or not, but boundary throw in here. So Ruckman's go up now. Oh, that I'll peel. Yep, handballs back out to Linky. Linky, kick smothered, but ball goes inside 50 anyway. And a good mark.
That was Zach McDonald
Zach
again.
McDonald, the skipper. He's been busy in this first quarter. Can he get on? He plays on, kicks it inside 50. Oh, scrambled. Oh, and they're going to get out the back. And well done there.
That was well played by Zach McDonald. The kick was a little bit low and didn't look to be massively efficient, but he actually positioned it very well because he had 2 spare teammates behind the opponent, which allowed them to string together some play, and eventually the finish there was quite good.
And well done by Harrison Case there. Gathered the ball and effective handball to play and goal score. So Nairne, great start in this first quarter. 2 goal 1, 2 goal 2, I believe, 14 in this first quarter to Blackwood, no score. So Blackwood will be hoping to get a score on the board in this first quarter and put a bit of pressure on Nairne because Nairne's done all the attacking so far.
So centre bounce coming up again. Looked like the hit out vaguely came down off of Angelie's tap. Cox was unable to dispose of the ball correctly in that contest. So he's coughed up a free kick here. Thomas Butler is going to try and get it out of the centre here for Nairne. In fact, he's going to edge the arc at the forward 50. Clever 2-on-2. Nairne with some handballing. Paul Brown bumped out of the way. Fantastic physicality of showcase there from William Grivell. It rolls forward. It's going to be down to the Crummers for Nairne again, and this time they don't prevail.
So, ball scrambling here. Players going everywhere. Hard contest. Oh, ball scrambling around. Oh, Blackwood get it out though. Well done by Max Cope. Gets to Winder. But Nairne still applying the pressure here. Great tackle. Umpire calls play on. Nairne get the handball away. And it's going to go out of bounds. That was high pressure football there from both teams. So well done by Nairne, not allowing Blackwood to get out fluently. And it's going to be a boundary throw in.
I think Nairne's defence is just desperately trying to take this game together because they haven't been able to get it forward through this midfield. Wing hasn't worked, the corridor hasn't worked, and once again it looks to be a bit risky. Nick Gatchett locked up in a pack tackle, which results in a ball up.
So umpire rule, gonna ball it up. Rucks go at it. Oh, well done. There was a Nairne player in Bissell. Kicks it high, ball up forward, just outside 50. Pack go up. And ball scrambling here. No one can get a well done by the Nairne player, but has didn't dispose of it. And Blackwood get the free kick on the paint of their defensive 50. So they kick down the line now.
What can they work up from the defensive half? Well, that's certainly not the solution. It's gone straight to Cody Padroth for Nairne. A lot of intercept marks for Nairne early in this quarter. We can certainly point that out as one of their strong suits. It's giving them repeat inside 50 entries, such as this one. That one, unfortunately, looks to have gone out of bounds. Regardless of on the fall or not, it will be Blackwood's ball because of the last touch rule.
So
just look at the flags, lads. A definite breeze going towards Nairne's scoring end in this first term. 15 minutes gone, so yeah, probably one or two more goals they'd hope for with that breeze.
Yeah, certainly saw the banners on the fence shaking a bit as well. It looks like it's blowing across the ground.
So
Here's
Blackwood,
some corridor play.
Blackwood, now what can they muster up here? Kick it inside 50. It's going to be a one-on-one here. Carpenter and the Blackwood player, I believe that is Pedro. And a great tackle there, great pressure, and it's going to be a ball up though. Umpire rule says it is mine. And it's going to be a ball up about 45 metres out in front of Blackwood's goal. Throw up, yep, and Pats go at it. Oh, well done by the Nairne player. That was Grivell, got it out. One-on-one here again. McDonald, oh, well done, and great pinpoint kick in the middle of the ground to Bissell. He's been busy as well. McDonald and Bissell have been busy in this first quarter. Bissell
finds a man in space. That's
Peel.
Yep, Daniel Peel. He goes forward with a bit of a barreling ball, almost looked a bit Torp-esque. Tackling pressure coming from Tom May. He's been a hard nut in that forward line for Nairne. And they've locked it up for a stoppage. They're just getting a lot of these repeat entries, and even when it came out for Blackwood there, fortunately that failed pickup from Pedro just couldn't quite allow them to utilise the play which they wanted. There might be a free kick coming to Blackwood here though, which turns out to be the case.
So Blackwood just going to slow it down a little bit. Try and reconsolidate here. So Matters, he kicks a... Oh! Spilled the mark there. Pressure applied by Nairne, but well done. Got out of it. Handball now to Lewis. Lewis kicks it down the line. And well done. Great mark by the Nairne player. He's off. He kicks it inside 50 and Peel marks. Well done. Well done by that Nairne player. And Peel marks about 45 metres out.
Yeah, that was Cody Padroth who took another intercept mark for Nairne. He's been doing that quite a bit in this opening quarter. He's got a lot of run and pace to him, and he just knows how to come in as that third man.
He'll have the breeze right behind him here, so no issues with the distance.
Distance not a problem. All about the accuracy.
Well, it's held up a bit.
Oh, it did fall short.
Oh,
well done.
Very nice.
Well done. Great soccer off the ground there.
Yeah, just with a bit of an upper-under kick, but well weighted, right to the line, a bit of a toe poke. Just try and get the player.
I believe that was Lachlan Bissell who sockered it through. So, if I'm correct, that's his 26th goal for the year. So, well done there to Lachlan Bissell. But, yeah, well done to Nairne. That was, Riley McGuinness who kicked inside 50 to Peel, and great mark. And just up and under kick and great soccer off the ground by Bissell. So, Nairne, 3-1, 19.
Blackwood yet to score in this Courier Cup final.
Yeah, umpire rule balls it up. Rucks go at it. Scramble here. Who's going to get the fluent clearance? Blackwood are. And they kick it inside 50. Packs go up. Well done by Blackwood, trying to muster something here. Well done by Nairne defence. That was Thomas Butler, and the Nairne get it out of their defensive 50. So what?
Carpenter. Now Tom May bursting it forward. Nobody was waiting for him. Blackwood will take a safe intercept mark here, but this is where they've struggled. They just need to try and conjure up some play from the defensive half. They've gone straight down the corridor, and that's not going to do them any favours. It's gone straight to Matner. He looked for the vacant goal square. It didn't roll through the right way, but certainly some trouble for this defensive half play coming from Blackwood here. They're just not able to get it out cleanly.
I reckon that is a 4 to 5 goal breeze. Definitely picked up a bit.
So 18 minutes gone in this first quarter. Blackwood trying to get it out of their defensive 50. Up and under kick, rarely. Oh, great tackle from the Nairne player, and it's going to be a free kick. Their tackle pressure has just been really good in this first quarter, and it's going to be Tom May with the helmet on. Kick inside 50. Pat go up. Oh, umpire, yep, taking away the arms. And Nairne's going to have another shot on goal here.
Yeah, so earlier that was Nick Gatchik for Blackwood, who just couldn't quite dispose of the ball correctly. He's looking for a very demanding hand pass in the midst of the contest, and he may have just wanted to soak it in and instead look for the stoppage, because I think Blackwood may need to slow down the play a bit here. Their corridor kicks aren't working in their favour, but on the other end of the coin, we've got Nairne kicking another goal, and that was off of the boot of Bissell.
So Lachlan Bissell gets his 27th goal for the year, so well done to him. And Nairne have just stormed out of this first quarter. So 4 goal to 26 to no score, and nearly the end of the first quarter here. So the Rams, great start here by them. Time might tick away. 30 seconds left in this quarter. Is it going to be another score in this quarter? Wait and see. Umpire rule's going to ball it up.
It's got 25 seconds from the moment the ball was thrown up. They'll have to be quick. In fact, that's Peel playing a bit of a midfielder's role. He was in the ruck at the opening bounce of this quarter. It just slowly dribbles out towards the wing from the far end of the Dreammaker side of the ground. And that looks like it will do us the quarter. Siren will go off before the ball is thrown back in, and that is the complete 20 minutes of football that you've just witnessed of the opening term for this Courier Cup final between Nairne Bremer and Blackwood. The scoreboard reads 4 goals to 26 Nairne, Blackwood yet to register a score. Jayden, your make from that quarter?
Yeah, well, Nairne, just right from the very beginning, just burst out of the blocks and got the ball forward, and then he paid dividends in the end. Well done to them with the 4 goals. And Blackwood, there was times where they got it forward, but Nairne defence has held up really well, and they got it to their side of the ground and kicked those goals. So well done to Nairne. Blackwood got some work to do, but you never know, this game can turn on its head pretty quickly. So and it's actually the first time that Blackwood has been scorers in a quarter for the year. So there's a stat for you as well. So, and Blackwood usually average a score of 26 in the first quarter, and obviously a score of 0. So, and Nairne only averages a score of 5 against them in the first quarter. So their defence holding up well again, and yeah, it's Nairne's third highest first quarter score for the year. So well done to the Rams there. See if Blackwood can reassess and burst out of the blocks in the second quarter, Indy.
Yeah, certainly saw some prominent goal kickers for Nairne in that opening term as well. Zach Llewellyn, number 7, was one of them, and of course Lachlan Bissell was another. And they're actually some of the smaller forward players as well who've been standing up a little bit more. Look to the other end of the ground, and you've got players for Blackwood, in particular Bailey Pedro, who trying his best out there to try and pick the ball off the ground, just couldn't get that clean pickup. And even though it's difficult to mark in these conditions, it might actually be more difficult to get clean pickups on a ground like this. It's not too muddy or dewy out there, but it's certainly a demand, particularly at Logistics Oval, where Nairne know the ground very well. So do Blackwood want to play a more aerial brand, or do they want to keep it along the ground? Because particularly their disposals coming out of the defensive 50 were just costing up the ball too many times in that quarter. It doesn't matter if they went out to the wings, if they went through the corridor, they just couldn't get some clean balls forward, and it was almost always intercepted, which is worth noting, of course. Riley McInnes was a fantastic intercept mark for Nairne in that opening term.
And he was the one who, well, set up that goal with a soccer kick by Bissell, so he's one who set it up in the first place. So well done to him. And also just reiterating on the first quarter stats, it's actually the first time Blackwood has been scoreless in the quarter against Nairne. So don't worry about the year. It's actually against Nairne overall. So there's a stat for you as well, Indy. So, and that breeze, that could favour Blackwood in this quarter. So, that'd be interesting. Goldie says about 4 to 5 goal breeze. Yes. So that'll be interesting to see how Nairne's defence hold up with that. So not long till the huddles will disperse.
If those comments from Goldie were suggested correct, then potentially there could be a bit of a momentum shift in this quarter. And It's interesting because even though the wind is blowing towards what was Nairne's end of the ground in that quarter, the hill end, you can also see it's blowing across the ground a little bit, almost towards the outer wing, which suggests that maybe it's coming across a little bit. And I've actually noticed the ball was very much on the outer wing for a more prominent chunk of that opening term than it was on this closer wing to the Dreammaker end of the ground. So now Nairne kicking towards the club room end. While they don't have the breeze advantage, they do have, of course, the advantage of the fans and the faithful who have arrived up here, and of course many more to arrive later on today when we get underway with the A-grade match later on. But in the meantime, we've got our Courier Cup final on the hands, and of course that word final is likely to be heard again from both of these teams based on the way they're playing this year. It's also worth mentioning this is the first match we've seen for Hills Football League Senior Colts in July, and it's very frequently suggested July is one of the most difficult months of football to get through. It's cold, it's wet, and it's very energy demanding in a lot of ways. But regardless, we've got the second quarter here.
Umpire rule. Ball up here, Bucks go at it. Bit of a scramble here. Oh, well done by Nairne player, socking it out, trying to get the clearance though. Doesn't happen. Llewellyn in there. Oh, well done there by May, and it's going to be a ball up. Umpire rule says, give it to me. And it's going to be a ball up here.
So it looks like May's gotten into the midfield mix this time. I saw him prominent up forward in the last quarter. Blackwood trying to get a desperate centre clearance out here. They go out wide. It comes to the near wing. A bit of a scrap down there as well. Some very difficult efforts being made to crumb the ball from there, and it came out, ricocheted off of May's chest.
Oh, well done.
Smother coming in from there, and that was fantastic from Harrison Cates, who looked like got the smother off, and Nairne might be able to lock up with a stoppage here. Ethan Cox nowhere to go, and the umpire says, I'll take it from here.
So, umpire rule, going to ball it up here in front of the Dreammaker. Rights go at it. Oh, well done, good pressure, well done by both teams there. Trying to get the clearance, but it doesn't happen. Umpire rule says, give it to me again, and I'll ball it up. Basically the same position where he was before. Rights go at it again. May, oh, well done, great tackle pressure by Blackwood, but the ball goes out. Well done by Llewellyn, and he puts a tackle on. This ball's just held up here again. So a lot of our stoppages here in this first early part of this quarter, Indy.
It could have been instructions from the coach, potentially from Blackwood at least. They might want to get a bit more tackling pressure in those stoppages to prevent the easy clearances that we saw in the previous turn. That hasn't stopped it here though. Nairne do vaguely get it into the forward 50. Llewellyn's kick, a bit of a shaky one though, and some defensive 50 Blackwood tackles will reward them with a free kick by the looks.
So Blackwood now. Can they reassess here and try to get their first score on the board? Oh, great kick there to
Ethan Cox.
Cox.
Oh, he didn't actually complete the mark by the looks. He fumbled it. In fact, some fumbling here from Blackwood has troubled them a little bit. They might be able to get out of jail free. It all depends on the result of this kick. It rolls forward for Blackwood, but falls into the hands of Nairne. Oh, some very difficult tackling pressure there from Wender. Ultimately fanciful.
So Trott gets it out. Well done. Good strong mark there by McDonald. He's been very good in this game so far. He's going to go down the line. He kicks it, and it's going to be, yes. Unfortunately for the Rams, it's going to go to the Blackwood, to the Woods, and it's going to be last touch. So well done there by Blackwood. Get the kick away. Oh, Llewellyn though. He just says, leave it up to me. He kicks it in the forward 50. Some holding on there. Umpire says play on. Scrambling there. Get the kick away. Can Blackwood hold up here?
Llewellyn back in the mix.
Oh,
some defensive 50 tackles from Blackwood. They might get out of trouble here. Looks as though the pressure paid off, but it depends on the kick from Masters coming out. Nairne got some extra numbers behind the ball. A bit of physicality there as well from Matner. And a bit of push and shove too, as the umpire's just trying to...
Bit of feeling in this one.
Yeah, clear this one out. Looks as though Tom May was involved in the midst of that. He is a hard nut.
So Peel, gets a handball away, but well smothered there by Blackwood player. And umpire says, yep, ball up right on the boundary line here, really. And let's see if there can be a clear possession for Blackwood to get the ball forward. So the ruck's going to go at it here. Believe it's going to be Markham and, I don't know, Peel. Yep, go up.
Yeah, it just looks like their ruckman, Angley for Blackwood. He was picking at his mouth a little bit, so potentially something must have been inflicted within the facial area. Meanwhile, a free kick coming out here for Nairne. It's going to go to Llewellyn.
Llewellyn, yep, he's been very, very busy in this game and in this quarter particularly. So he's going to go sidewards, yep, and then goes to Matner. Now, Jagger Matner, what's he going to do here? He did have an option down the line, but ignores it. He kicks it back to Llewellyn. So they haven't gained much meterage here, but see what Nairne can do. And just playing old gentle kick and mark here.
So Gribble with the uncontested mark. Decides to go further down the line. Pack got up. Nobody came down with the mark. Some late tackling pressure from Blackwood could lock it up for a stoppage, which the umpire's held his whistle off for a bit, but eventually concedes to the decision to ball up.
So ball goes up. Both rucks go at it. Well, good tackling pressure there. That was Matthew Linky on fellow number 3, Nick Gaykick. So well done by Nairne with the pressure there. So umpire Roll's going to ball it up again. Rucks go at it. Oh, well done. Good clearing there by Blackwood.
Ainsley's still on the ground for Blackwood as well, so that's good news for them. He was picking at his mouth a bit earlier, but looks like he should be fine. From the looks of things, late tackling pressure from Blackwood. Fan to fall, and again, a bit of rebound play here from Nairne. The mark taken uncontested by Butler. He goes inside 50. It's a wobbling ball. It went high, set up decently for the tall men. Nobody came down with the mark. It'll be about the crumb. Getting involved in the midst of it was Linky. Did not come out with the pickup though. Instead, a ball up will be set in place in the forward 50 for Nairne.
So ball up here. So Nairne, can they reassess here? Tideman couldn't get the clean pick up, and it's going to be a stoppage. Well done by Blackwood to make sure that Nairne didn't get it into there in forward 50.
Yeah, it looks like Blackwood has gone into full lockdown with their structure at the moment. They're applying a lot of tackling pressure to try and prevent easy score concession. Unfortunately, it hasn't prevented them from conceding some of these free kicks. Zach McDonald, the captain, goes forward, sees something he likes, and, well, it was some good sighting too. Looks to be William Grivall, who decides to go a little further. In fact, he might have gone the roost for goal. Floats a little bit short. Blackwood with a quick rebound, but they've coughed it straight up back to Matthew Linky, who might just be beyond his range. He's certainly contemplating his options. Decides to poke it to the goal square. Nobody comes down with a contested mark, but some good defensive effort from Blackwood at least gives them a stoppage to catch their breath.
So Blackwood, can they defend here and make sure Nairne don't get their 5th goal for the game? Well done there by the Blackwood ruckman. They scramble forward, but well done Linky. He kicks it inside, and Blackwood reassess here, kick it back out. Ball tumbles, and well done by the Nairne player. That was Riley McInnes. He's been really good in this game, and then kicks it inside 50 to the skipper McDonald. He's been busy as well. We've called his name a few times. He's going to play on though. He kicks it to try to the advantage of Bissell, but
not to a favourable matchup. It stays alive for Nairne, but unfortunately that looked like Thomas Butler failed the pickup. Now a bit of fumbling. Blackwood desperate to get it out. They just want to find a man in space. They've got Paul Brown here. He's on the run, and not a very efficient kick coming out. It's all about the last touch. Nairne might save it up anyways because they've got clean possession. Bennett now coming out. It's McInnes again, fumbling with the ball a little bit. He's been fantastic in this match so far. Coming forward, Matner fumbled a little bit, got a kick off. It's back in the forward 50. McDonald, no clean possession. Smother on Ethan Cox's kick. Coming out, a bit of crazy football, but eventually slowed up with a free kick, which is coming back here towards Bailey Pedro for Blackwood.
So Blackwood now. Right in the centre of the ground is Matters.
the captain for Blackwood today.
What can he muster up here? He kicks it to the paint of 50. Our player didn't really go up. And but good tackle pressure applied by Blackwood. Ball scrambles here. But Nairne go out of there. Well done by the Rams player. And a great kick and good mark there. So that was Tideman, goes out wide, and he goes to Llewellyn. Llewellyn, he wastes no time, plays on, tries to go back to Tideman, but the kick had a bit too much on it. Blackwood tried to intercept here. Oh, good tackle pressure there, and umpire rule says, nah, it's mine. Well done by Blackwood to make sure that Nairne didn't get out there and go inside forward 50.
Tom May certainly wanted the free kick for high contact, probably why he's got the helmet on too. Blackwood scrambling from the stoppage, looking for some options. That was Gatchik. Got it out to a man. They've cleared it. It's touched the forward 50 arc and it's rolled into the forward 50 for Blackwood. They've got some options here on the left foot of Max Cope, hoping for their first score. And they have got one, but it's only a minor score.
Yep.
So 1 point, and finally Blackwood are on the board. Nearly up to the 10-minute mark of this second quarter.
So 4 goal to 26. Nairne to Blackwood 1 point. So
Kick in to come off of the boot of Riley McInnes as well for Nairne.
see if Blackwood can hold it in their forward 50 here. So McInnes is going to play on. He kicks it outside the 50. Good kick, actually. And, so the ball's going to fly out of the back. 2 Nairne players. One of them soccers it to the advantage of Tideman. Handball there. And here we go. Linky kicks it inside forward 50. And, good mark.
There was some great composition in the middle from Nairne there. Unfortunately, the kick from Linky was just a little short of his intended target.
Thompson goes down the line. And a good tackle pressure, but Matner, he kicks it forward. Good pick up there by Blackwood. They kick it forward, and McInnes is going to take the mark on the paint of their defensive 50. And he's going to reassess here. Just calms it down a bit. Because Blackwood are coming a little here.
Yeah, now Nairne have to do what Blackwood weren't able to do in the opening quarter, which is get it out of the defensive 50. That was a great contested intercept mark there from Patrick Hall. It's come towards the middle for Nick Gatchik. He's looking at his forward options, decides to go straight down the throat, looking for something about 20 metres out in front of goal. Taking the contested mark is Paul Brown for Blackwood, and they're going to get a realistic shot at goal here.
Important kick. I mean, we've reached the 12-minute mark now of the second term. They've got 1 point on the board. That breeze hasn't changed since the first quarter, and as we saw, Nairne kicked 4 goals with it. So this is a big kick.
So Paul Brown, can he get their first goal for the day?
It's a good set shot. It's their first set shot for the match, actually. Paul Brown comes through, hits the big sticks. In fact, hits it right between the big sticks where it matters the most. Nairne with their first 6-pointer on the board. They're still 19 points down, but they've got the 7 points for this quarter compared to Nairne, who in this quarter alone are yet to register a score. So potentially that breeze is as effective as Goldie proclaimed it to be.
So well done by Paul Brown. That's his 6th goal for the year. So well done to him. And well done to Blackwood. They're pressing a little bit here. Trying to get some momentum.
It's all about the tackling pressure. And that was also a great intercept mark from what we saw earlier. That was Patrick Hall for Blackwood, who took a really strong defensive intercept mark, which then started the chain, which resulted in that eventual mark and goal to Paul Brown. It's come back into the middle now. Can Blackwood replicate a similar type of play? Nairne looking to get a score in this quarter at least, and instead of stoppage resulting from a bit more push and shove coming through here from the midfielders too. You can see there on the ground was Bissell. He didn't like some of the treatment he was getting from his Blackwood opponents, and it keeps going.
So Rawl says, no, I'm going to ball it up anyway. And ball comes out here. Oh, well, good running play there, but the umpire said, nah, hanging on. So it's going to be racing now. What can he do here? He's going to kick it inside 50. And he does just that. So racing now. Kicks it inside forward 50. Pack's going to go up. And umpire rules called a free kick. And it's going to Nairne. And it's going to be to Brodie Clark.
That was difficult because it looked like there, I think that was Patrick Hall in the contest for Blackwood. It looked like he was on the brink of taking another great intercept mark until that call was made. But unfortunately, when you get a lot of double ups, particularly in that defense, you risk conceding more free kicks. So now Brodie Clark coming in.
Right behind him
Pretty
here.
simple set shot.
Beautiful, look at that.
Absolutely stunning drop punt. Straight through the middle, and Nairne respond almost immediately, effective after that opening Blackwood goal.
So that was Clark's 26th goal for the year.
And that's the first goal towards that end of the ground. So
Yeah.
that just shows how hard it is at the moment to kick towards that against the breeze. So important goal for Nairne. Probably worth 2 in the context of the game so far.
Yep, so very important goal there. Well done to Clark and well done to the Rams to respond after that goal from Brown. So what can Blackwood respond now, basically? So it's 32-7. 14 minutes gone in this second quarter.
I reckon the free kick count has also been beneficial in Nairne's favour in this match so far as well. So Blackwood just need to seek a bit more physical discipline as well, particularly with a lot more of the tackling pressure that they've had to apply as a result.
So Blackwood get the ball forward. Well done there by Rayson. There goes to Carpenter. He kicks. Oh, it's gone off the boot, and it's going to be a kick to Blackwood because of the last touch rule. So it's going to be Lewis. He's going to kick it inside forward 50, I reckon, and he does just that. Puck's going to go up here. Only one Nairne player. Oh, well done there by Brown. And he's kicked the goal. Great crumb. Kicks the goal. And he's got his seventh goal for the year. Second for the game. And that's Blackwood's second goal for the game as well.
He scored there only 2 goals for Blackwood in this match, in fact. And that was also a good, effective, immediate response from Blackwood on that occasion, of course. They forced a little bit more pressure on the disposals coming out of that defensive half. And that's what they've got to do. It's pretty clear they can't get those forward 50 marks from the centre clearances. So they've got to force the ground pressure, and they've got to force pressure on those Nairne disposals instead. And that will eventually give them the ball, whether from intercept or free. And certainly those turnovers can eventually result in some scores. They've got a bit more structure here, at least, Blackwood. So some progress has been made from that slow opening term. But can they get another response here as we got a ball up and an effective tackle from Gatchik.
So umpire rule says, give it to me. He's going to ball it up here. Nearly in the centre of the Nairne oval here. So Rutt's going to go up. Matner, he handballs it out to Linky, and it's got a good tackle pressure by Blackwood, trying to force a turnover, but well done by Rams. They said, nah, we're going to match that tackle pressure, and it's going to be a ball up again.
Yeah, good wrapping tackle from Daniel Peel. He'll likely be in the ruck contest as well. In fact, no, he was waiting for the crumbs. So he's played a bit of a half ruck, half midfielder role in this game, Daniel Peel, so far, because he's got some decent height. Came forward for Nairne briefly. They've got some numbers behind the ball to give them some support as Blackwood try to close in. Dashing through here, very effective too. Looked to be Matner. He came forward, the kick not so efficient though. Trying to rush the ball out here. In fact, cleaning the ball out here was Patrick Hall. And I believe the mark has been taken by Lewis.
So Lewis now, it's going to go down the line.
The back end of
Go
his
up.
respective wing.
Brown is going to crumb again. Oh, good tackle pressure though by Nairne. He's going to Gatchik. Now, what can he do? He gets the handball away. And, oh, well done by Nairne. Great pressure.
Beautiful
Gatchik gets it
smother.
back again. And he kicks it forward. And, oh, it's going to be a... Oh, no, not a mark to McGuinness. He fumbled it. Good pressure, though, there by... That was Cox. He gets it inside forward 50. He's going to tumble through. Oh, goes for a minus score.
Oh, tell you what, McGuinness doesn't drop those marks too often. That was a bit of a scare there for Nairne, and I suppose it was lucky the eventual kick at goal didn't go through. But he did have a one-on-one down with Nick Evans there in the forward 50 for Blackwood, and they could have utilised that, but maybe just need a bit more composition to their disposals.
So Nairne comes out. Good mark there by Peel. Like you said, he's played a bit of a ruck and midfield role today. He kicks it into the middle, and yep, great kick and good mark there by Lowell. And he's going to play on, waste no time. He runs. Did he run too far? Umpire says no, he didn't. He kicks it forward. May fumbles. And there's Linky, gets the handball forward. There's a pack forming here, and it's going to be a bit of a scrummage. What can Nairne do? Good tackle pressure by Blackwood. And well done there. It's going to be a ball up. Umpire rule says give it to me again. So it's going to be a ball up here on the paint of Nairne's 50, right in that patch of mud.
Not much time left in this quarter. Looked as though Blackwood managed to get that hit out as it has come out of the defensive 50, but that might have been last touch as well, so looks as though the free kick will be given to Nairne here. A little bit of haste turn to waste there for Blackwood. The free kick is going to come back to George Hopley.
So Hopley now, he's going to kick inside forward 50, right on the paint of it, and a good ball done. Good mark there was...
Fantastic intercept mark from Patrick Hall. He's done it again, and he's been helping that defence line slowly glue itself back together after it nearly fell apart in that opening term. He's come through the corridor here, though, not to a favourable matchup. It was 2-on-1 in Nairne's favour. It results in a stoppage at the very least, and that might just do us to the end of this quarter. There is time left for a score.
So can Blackwood get a goal last 45 seconds of this half? But it's going to be another ball up. Well done by Peel to apply the pressure on Matters, the skipper, or co-captain. So here we go. Well done by Nairne to get it down. Oh, well done by Blackwood. Apply the pressure to get a high ball up. And well done there by the Nairne player to spoil it. But can Blackwood get one late? 20 seconds to go. They kick it inside forward 50, but it's going to be a mark. Good intercept mark there by Hopley again. And that is the half. So Nairne, 5 goals to 32. Just the 1 goal at that term.
It was 2 goals to 14, I believe, for Blackwood.
2 goals to 14, yep, to Blackwood. So they kicked the 2 goals in that quarter. So well done to them. They responded there after their poor first quarter. So
certainly, Jayden, they turned a 26-point margin into an 18-point margin. So they have made those minute improvements. I suppose with that breeze and advantage, though, they maybe should have utilised a couple more opportunities going forward. I reckon 1 or 2 more goals from Blackwood's end would have put a lot more pressure on the Rams going into the second half. It's just a little bit unfortunate to see, because we've got some great names rising up. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of tackling pressure come through from Ethan Cox and some really effective intercept marks from Patrick Hall. And Nick Atchik, who's been involved in the play a lot, as well as Paul Brown up forward, who's kicked those 2 goals for Blackwood. Unfortunately, I just think there's a bit of a lack of efficiency with the disposals going forward for Blackwood. They can't quite kick through the corridor as effectively as they'd like, and it's ultimately costing them with a lot of turnovers which don't really need to occur, and that's certainly what they'll be looking for in this second half, is to clean up that area of their game. On the other end, Zach McDonald's continued to make a captain's statement of leadership for Nairne Bremer. He's been very effective. Tom May has been a hard nut. I've seen Linky involved with a lot of plays. Llewellyn has been effective up forward, as we've seen through a lot of this game. Daniel Peel has been involved in the midfield a lot as well and has been contributing where required, and seen a lot of Grivell and Bissell as well.
Sorry. And also Jagger Matten has been very good in that half as well, I believe. He's had a good battle with Lewis on the wing there. So well done to both players going hard at it. So both teams in the huddles now. Be very interesting to see what the coaches is saying. I think Blackwood's coach will have a bit of positive thinking because, they got back into the game that quarter. So be very interesting to see what comes out of those huddles.
Yeah, so not too long left here until we get into the third quarter. Of course, the halftime breaks in the Senior Colts aren't too long, but of course the Courier Cup final, there's already a bit at stake here, although, as we said, these teams are very likely to see each other again later on this year in the 2021 final series, based on the way they're performing at the moment. Of course, they've still got July and August to get through, which, as we established, some of the hardest months of football and some of the hardest matches to play through come during that time. You certainly start to feel a bit of the fatigue from the season crawling in, and there aren't going to be any home ground advantages to concede, so it doesn't matter too much if there's a slightly lower finish than expected. But of course, getting that first week off for finishing at the top could be really useful for the team who finishes there. Of course, Nairne did make it to the top last year in the Senior Colts, but they did go out in straight sets too, so if they replicate something like that this year, they'll hope that the finals results they put up in favour will at least be a little bit sharper than what it was last year. They've certainly stepped up their Senior Colts, and it's showing a lot of promise coming through for the Nairne Bremer Football Club. Particularly, it's their 3rd year now into the A-grade competition too, so they're showing a lot of promise in Div 1. It's all about what comes through from these Senior Colts, and it could be really important to get the premiership this year as a result. This is one obstacle on the road with many more ahead. But as we see Blackwood spending a little bit more time in the huddle, this is also what we saw in the opening. Just prior to the game opening. So
just had a bit more time in the huddle. And just reiterating, Blackwood have beaten Nairne in every time they've played each other in the five occasions. So Nairne looking for their first ever win against Blackwood in the Senior Colts for some time, definitely. So that'll be obviously on their mind. So yeah, 5 goal 3 33, sorry, to 2 goal 2 14. As well, Nairne's players are ready, but Blackwood, like we said, in the huddle a little bit longer. So their coach Jacob Broad obviously reiterating some plans here. Be very interesting to see what they come up with in this third quarter and second half, particularly. So
they won't add the win for this term, but they will get it for the final quarter. If they can keep themselves in touch, then they can make the momentum shift when it counts. On the other hand, if Nairne can do enough damage in this third quarter, it might just be enough to seal off the game. And I reckon if this margin doesn't get too much smaller by the end of the quarter, then it'll probably be 2 points to Nairne Senior Colts team and the Courier Cup going in their possession, but you never know. There's another half of football to unfold, and Blackwood making their way over now as we're ready to get underway with the second half. More fans creeping in as we get set for the B and A grade games to follow, but at our hands the Courier Cup final. It's still quite intensive, only 3 goals in it. Coming through was Tom May, who couldn't get through a clean disposal, and a stoppage will be called quite quickly.
So going to be a ball up here. Peel goes at it, and it's going to be a bit of a scrummage here. Like you said, very intense, Indy. So it's going to be another ball up here. So
yeah, Ethan Cox just locking the ball in there for Blackwood. Another ball up, very much on the edge of this centre square, in favour of Nairne's forward half. In fact, the stoppage has also resulted in their favour. They've cleared it out. It's Zach McDonald, the captain, again. He's going to twist it around, and he's hooked that drop punt a little too much, although the defender wasn't able to mark it for Blackwood, and more pressure was forced on the drop punt coming out as a result. One-on-one with Linky, and it looked like that might have been Gatchik in the mix as well. It's coming forward again for Nairne, and this time it rolls out of bounds. There's no last touch, though. Is there a defiant last touch in the mix?
no, so it's going to be kicked to Blackwood. So it wasn't.
Bit of confusion here. So we'll come back to the umpire.
Yeah, so there wasn't a clear really last touch, I guess. So it's going to be a throw in Nairne's forward 50, right near their goal, and
Quick stoppage kick coming off there.
so Harrison Cates tried to get the goal there, but it's going to be a minor score instead. So Nairne pressing again in this second half. So 5 goal 4-34 plays Blackwood 2 goal 2-14. So Blackwood are going to bring it out of their defensive 50 here, trying to get it to their end of the ground, but the breeze is going towards Nairne's end. So
Sam Matters, the Blackwood captain, in the defensive 50.
Fumble there.
A bit of a fumble, in fact, quite a dangerous one. Pedro managed to get it back to Matters, and now they've marked it up here a bit safer. Michael Thompson. Blackwood just got to clear it out. They want to seek out the side. A nice mark taken here by Cody Padroth. And plays it nice and slow and uncontested here. Comes back to Pedro. So they're on the back end of this respective wing to the near side of the Dreammaker end of the ground. Another uncontested mark here from Milsom. He assesses his options up forward. Does he want to go long into the forward 50, or does he want to continue to play it short? He's sticking towards the half-forward flank and couldn't assess his options properly. Intercept mark taken by Carpenter.
So Carpenter now goes down back to the line, but it's going to be intercepted by Patrick Hall. So what can he do here? He's going to kick inside forward 50, I believe. I know he goes a short pass. Oh, great. Yeah, good pass and great mark there by Pedro. Had some pressure. So Pedro, he kicks inside forward 50. There's going to be a pack go up. He's looking for Brown, but good mark there. Defensive mark there by Bennett. So Bennett going to kick it back down the line. It's right in front of the Dreammaker, really. Peel's going to go up. Good spoil there. Well done by Peel. Good some physical work. And it's going to be
incorrect disposal called by the umpire.
A throw there by Nairne.
Going forward for Blackwood. It's about the kick from Matters. It's 3-on-1, but it might have just worked for Nick Evans. He thumbles, and eventually the Nairne Crummers prevail.
Well done by Llewellyn. He gets it out, but is it going to go out of bounds? Yeah, it's got to be a throw-in. No, really.
Yeah, Linky eventually forced to cough up the ball over the boundary line. It's not a defiant last touch, though, so the ball will be thrown in.
So throw in now inside Blackwood's forward 50. Bit of fumbling there. Angley. It's just a real scrummage at the moment. Can there be a clear clearance? No, they can't. And it's going to be a ball up again. So umpire Mark Smith balls it up.
Sun is still bright here on the oval. It hasn't dwindled a little bit throughout the game. In fact, it's gotten brighter, all things considered. Some tackling pressure inside the forward 50. Hoping for the free kick was Linky, but it will be a ball up instead. Blackwood lurking here. It's in a dangerous position for Nairne.
So, yep, and Mark Smith's going to say, yep, give it to me, and it's going to be a ball up again. So a few stoppages.
Yes, lots of tight stoppages. Blackwood are ready to lock down the play, as they've been doing since the second quarter of this match. Bit of an ineffective handball.
Umpire says play on, though. And another ineffective disposal. Umpire says play on again, and there's a bit of a scrummage, and it's going to be a free kick to Nairne.
They did a lot right there, but eventually the tackle from Matters maybe just slipped over the neck and shoulder a little bit, and eventually Nairne get possession back.
So Nairne go down the line. Oh, well done. Well, good spoil there by the Nairne player.
Patrick called in a bit of trouble, but wasn't under any immediate pressure to get rid of the ball, so the umpire will forgive him and give both teams the opportunity with this next ball up to win possession for their side.
So, good tackle pressure there by Blackwood. It's going to be clearance. No, there isn't. Umpire rule says give it to me. Have another ball up. Definitely quite a few stoppages in this quarter so far. So rule, he throws it back up. Well done by Llewellyn. Gets a clearing handball, but it goes straight back to Thompson. Thompson kicks it wide. Got running players here in Cope. Well done by Llewellyn. Oh, he's been really good in this quarter so far. He kicks it, but unfortunately the kick is going to go straight back to Blackwood as a last touch.
Last touch there was off of Llewellyn.
Llewellyn, yep. So good mark there by Blackwood. What can they do here? Can they get a goal to put some pressure on Nairne? But no, unfortunately the kick was wayward.
Went over the head of his intended target.
Of Ethan Cox,
It's been turned over here. Billy Trott will take it for Nairne. He slows up, ready to run into his next big kick. Going into the forward 50. Wasn't a very good one, though. It's been intercepted cleanly here by Michael Hyde for Blackwood. He's in the defensive 50. It's quite a vacant one, actually. It looks as though the options are very much moving forward of the ball. Nice uncontested mark here from Pedro. He doesn't waste too much time. He tried to get Paul Brown on the outside. It stayed in. No defiant last touch, and it's a free kick to Paul. A bit of trouble here, but the free kick's gone to Paul Brown after it looked as though Carpenter just threw him out of the way of the ball, unnecessarily as well. Tackling pressure coming through after the pack crashed down.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there, Carpenter. It was interesting call there by the umpire, but it's going to be a ball up here by Smith, so...
Just a bit late from Carpenter, I reckon, and it was right in front of the umpire too.
So, bit of a scrummage here. And, umpire says play on, even though there was really no disposal of it.
Effective smother from Blackwood.
Well done by both teams. Good pressure here. Well done by Blackwood. Good tackle pressure, but Nairne's going to get it out. Or are they? Bit of a fumbling ball here.
Still remains.
So, and it's
additional support for Nairne comes over, though.
High pressure football here.
Privilege to some tackling pressure. Now pushed in the back here.
Max Cope, I reckon it is. Yep.
Yes, Max Cope. He's going to get the free kick for Blackwood. He's going to keep it on the wing, but I'm not sure where he was going with that kick. Just really didn't get anything on it. The ball stays alive. Many players crashing over the boundary line, though. It's about who can get back up onto their feet the quickest. It remains alive for Blackwood. They tap it on, but once again intercepted by the Rams. It comes forward here. Thomas Butler goes with the ball forward. It was an ineffective one-on-one choice. Another turnover, though, here. Zach McDonald didn't take the intercept mark. Eventually coughs it up as a result, so failing to take that mark nearly costed his team, but another intercept mark here for Nairne, and that looks to be off of the boot of what must have been McInnes. And another ball up coming here on the near wing after that kick ultimately went to a bit of a 50-50 contest.
So, umpire rule. So, ball goes up, Peel. Bit of a scrummage here. The ball's going to go out of bounds. So, thanks to Chris Shaw Accounting and Mortgage Choice Adelaide Hills supporting the Call of the Wild here this afternoon. So, throw in. Umpire says play on. Blackwood get a clearing kick out. Is it going to be a mark here, or is it 15? Or umpire rule says, yeah, well, it's 15 metres. So, good mark there by Zach McDonald. He's been really good today, the skipper. He kicks inside forward 50. Llewellyn gets out of the way.
Everybody. It's a foot race.
It's a foot race here. Llewellyn, good pressure there by the young man, but well done by Blackwood. Oh, that was really well done. Oh, and well done by Blackwood player to get out the tackle.
Yeah,
Kicks
Thompson
it forward.
managed to shake off the tackle. He gets it forward. It's actually effective to the advantage of his team. It stays on the wing here for Blackwood, but he shoved his opponent out of the way. So that's a free kick against Pedro, I think, and free kick for Nairne. They go straight to the corridor, though. Incredibly risky kick. The intercept mark's been taken by Ethan Cox. He goes forward. He's sought the kick out well. It's a 2-on-1, but it was at least positioned to the advantage of his teammates. It's soccered forward here briefly by Paul Brown. It rolls forward in Blackwood's forward 50, but again, the Nairne Crummers look to win the foot race, and as a result, they manage to get out of jail again. Not until rolling it forward and getting it inside 50. A quick ball coming off of the boot of Harrison Cates. It goes to a 1-on-1. And it looked as though Tom May was unable to take clean possession before having any sort of prior opportunity, so it will be a ball up 50 metres out directly in front of Nairne's goal towards the hill end of the ground.
So Rule throws it up. Can Nairne get a clear possession here and try and have a snap at goal? It's a bit of a foot race, but it's going to be held up again. Umpire Rule says, give it to me. And it's going to be a ball up here. So Nairne pressing for that 6th goal at the moment. Ball goes up. Rucks go at it, and it's going to be another stoppage. So good pressure here by Blackwood to make sure Nairne can't get a clear possession and a snap at goal. So it's going to be another throw up. So Rule throws it up. Oh, well done by the Nairne player. Try to get the handball out. Bit of a foot race at the moment. Oh, well done by the Nairne player. That was Thomas Butler, but it's going to be a minor score. So it's 5-5, 35 to 2-2, 14.
That's the first score of the quarter, in fact, and we're at the 11-minute and 20-second mark, so already half the quarter gone, and it's been a very tight arm wrestle now. Blackwood continuing to try and lock down on the play. They don't want to give away easy scores to their opposition as they did in the opening term. They want to try and take advantage of their own opportunities, though, and looks as though they're still waiting for the ball to come back here. Mitch Masters just patiently waiting in the defensive goal square. Eventually gets it back. And he'll be able to get the kick in registered again now. Will he do it from switch, or will he try and go down the ground? No, he coughs it up. A terrible turnover. It's a check side, and, well, lucky enough, it came straight back to Blackwood, but well, they certainly would have got some hearts racing then, particularly those in the green and red at the oval here. Coming out of the defensive 50, Blackwood desperately trying to retain some handball chain linking. The tackle is going to have to lock it up, though. That was Lucas Tasks who was locking in on Nairne just to make sure they weren't conceding possession instead of ball up.
So, who can get the clean possession here to get it forward? Blackwood do. Oh, well done. Well done. Oh, well done by Blackwood. So Cox now in the middle of the ground. He kicks it forward. Ball bounces. Oh, good soccer there by the Nairne player. We go straight back to Blackwood. Umpire says play on.
It's Brown a vacant goal square.
And well done by Blackwood. It was Luca Taskus gets the goal. Well done by Brown to kick the ball forward in the favour of Taskus, and they kick their 3rd goal for the game in their first for the half as well. So 3-2-20, trailing Nairne, 5-5-35. And thanks to Chris Shaw Accounting and Mortgage Choice Adelaide Hills supporting the Call of the Wild today. Yes. So Blackwood, much needed goal there, Indy.
Yeah, the first one for the quarter, and it came from some really nice chain linking. So Paul Brown could have easily blazed away for goal himself, but he saw a vacant goal square, and it's not so much about seeking the one-on-one marks. It's about positioning the ball onto the ground in a position where the crummers can then pick it up cleanly. And I feel like that's what mattered the most, particularly in that instance for Blackwood, which gave them the open goal. It's given them a bit of a momentum shift, and they are doing it against the wind, mind you. It might have just cooled down a little bit in this third quarter, but it's still very much blowing through the ground as we speak. It's inside 50 for Nairne now. Holding the man free kick is going the way of the Rams as well. So can they get that immediate response? Going all the way for goal, practically from the arc and shooting it down the barrel. Lachlan Bissell was fantastic. So they do get the immediate response.
It's well done to look at. I believe that's his third goal for the game. It's well done to him. Well done to Nairne to respond from that goal from Blackwood. So that's Bissell's 28th goal for the year. Well done to him. Well done to the Rams. So can Blackwood respond from that? So 21 points the margin, 6 goal 541 to 3 goal 220. We played 14 minutes and a half of this third quarter. So Smith is going to ball it up again. Can Nairne get another one here? Or can Blackwood respond? Good clearing kick out by Blackwood, inside forward 50. Pat goes up, well done by Matner. Well done, young man. He gets the ball forward, goes second, third effort, and he's going to get the free kick. Well done by Matner there. Went hard at the ball. And he's going to get the free kick. So, Jagger Matner, he's played a reasonable game here this morning, or this afternoon, and he's going to...
He came through with a lot of pace to get that spoil as well, which I think that's the type of intent which has given Nairne this lead realistically. I mean, you can credit their forwards, but it's their defense which has given them those repeat opportunities. And they're starting to crawl back into this game as well after Blackwood looked to have gotten back into it. It's come forward 50 here again for the Rams.
So it's going to be a throw-in. Umpire rule says demand your umpire throw it in, mate. And it's going to be thrown about 40 metres from Nairne's goal. Throws it in. Ball done by Gajic. He gets a clearing spoil. And good tackle pressure there by Thomas Butler to make sure Blackwood don't get out easy. So umpire rule. Rucks go at it, one by Peel. Well done by Blackwood. Trying to get it out here. Clearing kick is going to go towards the boundary line.
Bounces awkwardly, in fact. It didn't really sit for anybody. Is there a defiant last touch? I don't think there is, so it might just be a throw-in. Getting a look at the clock, where 16 minutes and 15 seconds gone by, sorry. So we got about 3 minutes and 3/4 left.
Yeah.
In this quarter alone. That might be enough time to register a score. If Blackwood want to stay in this match, they absolutely need to get one before 3/4 time.
So Black will get the clearing, a ball forward. Oh, good mark there by Matner. He's had a good last couple minutes. So Matner, what's he going to do here? He goes in front of the Dreammaker. Blackwood player spilt the mark. Oh, well done there by May. Gets the handball out to McDonald. McDonald, he's been busy today. He kicks it. Nairne trying to get the advantage here. Well done there. They get it inside forward 50. Ball bounces. Can Blackwood held up here? And they do, and it's going to be a boundary throw in. Good pressure there by Llewellyn as well, and Clark from Nairne. So to make sure Blackwood didn't get out easy. So it's going to be throw in here, Indy.
Yeah, as a rainbow just slowly coming over the ground as we see here as well, in perfect position and perspective of the Dreammaker actually. We got another ball up in the forward 50 for the Rams though. Conditions continue to be quite bright though. The sun has been shining bright all morning and it's been a nice shine through the gloom of what has been a very difficult week of weather. But off of the boot, last touch from Blackwood means that it will be a free kick here to the Rams. I'm not sure who got that little soccer kick off, but looks like it's coming to Zach Llewellyn.
So Zach Llewellyn now, he's tight angle. We saw Clark have a shot from this angle early in the game, and he got a minor score. So Llewellyn, he's going to go the banana. He kicks it. It's going to go across the face, and couldn't get the mark there. Both players went at it.
It's kept alive by the Rams. In fact, went right to the line. It was spoiled by a Blackwood opponent to make sure it stayed alive. Now trying to brush through a couple of opposition obstacles here and failing to get a clean kickoff was Bissell. He was eventually smothered. Blackwood's defensive efforts have prevailed on this occasion, but not until coughing it straight up, going back into the forward 50. It's becoming a difficult ball to scrap for. Blackwood get it out again, but is it going to be another mongrel defensive out entry? Well, it's been spoiled over the line, which is probably one of the better results which Blackwood could have hoped for. And it looks as though it will be another throw in, but not much time left in this quarter, just ticking towards the last minute.
So,
just looking at the play here, it's to be a bit of a back and forth between these two teams. Little high lopping drop punt, ultimately ineffective. Cope couldn't quite take the pick up though. It was just about linking those chains together for Blackwood, and it's what they've struggled to do. In contrast, Nairne, of course, doing a much better job. Looks as though it might have come out of bounds here again. Umpire ready to throw it up. We've got 30 seconds left in this third quarter before we hear the siren go off to signal the end of the term. And, well, regardless, Nairne will be going in with the lead. The question is by how much. There's one last roll of the dice here, I reckon, for Blackwood, as they've taken the intercept mark off of the hands of what looks to be Patrick Hall again. But misusing the ball, as Blackwood have been for a good portion of the game, despite so many of their strong suits, helping them to at least stay in touch. We do hear the three-quarter siren go off, and the scoreboard reading now certainly tells us that Nairne are up by 22 points. It's a very valuable lead, one which they look to hold on to. They will be going into the last quarter without that win advantage, however. Of course, it's a bit of a difficult obstacle to overcome on Blackwood's end of things. But Jayden, just your take on the quarter, I suppose. It looked to be a bit of an arm wrestle, but didn't quite pay off for the Woods.
yeah, we didn't get our first score really to the 11th minute mark. So, well done by both sides. They're definitely trying to, get their advantage of the game. And yeah, Nairne, they did have their moments there, try to get a winning score, so it'll be hard for Blackwood to come back in the last quarter. So just some stats virtually going into the last quarter. So Nairne averaged a score of 24 in the last quarter, and Blackwood averaged a score of 18. So Nairne have the advantage there, but like you said, a bit of an arm wrestle, and obviously not the best conditions for footy, but in saying that, the sun has come out, so it is better than it was before. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how both teams go in this last quarter. So, and Blackwood average a score of 7 against them, and Nairne average a score of 8 against them. So virtually even there. So both defence holds up well in the last quarter. So probably be a bit of an arm wrestle again, I reckon, Indy, but we'll see how we go. And
of course, goes without mentioning, we have to give another massive thanks to Chris Shaw Accounting and Mortgage Choice in the Adelaide Hills for supporting the Call of the Wild here this morning, and also later on this afternoon when you hear from the full cast of the Call of the Wild team as we call the A-grade game between Nairne Bremer and Blackwood. We look forward to that later on, as Jayden and I will be presenting the statistics as we always do. But of course, in the meantime, as it stands right now, the Courier Cup is in possession of the Rams as they hold on to a lead over their opposition. But the challenge still remains. They will be working without the advantage of the breeze in this last quarter. Can Blackwood utilize that advantage on their own terms to make a massive momentum shift? They beat the Rams earlier this year, so it's a question of being able to do that again and hold on to that valuable top of the ladder position. It'll put them a game clear, and it could give them the opportunity to take that extra week off in the first week of the finals later on. July and August is a difficult month of football. Getting wins now is more important than ever.
so there was 8 goals in the last quarter when these last two teams played each other. So that'll be very, very interesting to see if that happens again. Like I said, the conditions were a little bit better on that occasion. But yeah, so 6 goal 5, 41. Nairne leading Blackwood 3 goal 2, 20. So
yeah, we are used to high scoring encounters between these two teams in the Senior Colts. Haven't seen too much of it today, although it is forgiven again. You have to consider the context of the weather we've had throughout the week. Mind you, I reckon a lot of it would have dried up this morning after the sun has really exposed the ground for a good duration of our day so far, and hopefully it continues to do so going into the A and B grade matches. But no certainty around the weather predicaments for the future, as we see Nairne coming out again. First one's out onto the ground. Also, we see Blackwood's B grade team warming up on one end, and Nairne's B grade team warming up on the other towards their club room end of the ground. Now Blackwood move out, so not too much extra time in the huddle between this quarter break, but as they've always been doing, extra time for some verbal advisory can be extremely valuable, and it might just be enough in this instance to give Blackwood the momentum shift, but only the next 20 minutes of football will tell us the answer to that.
So in the middle for Nairne, we've got Llewellyn, Peel in the ruck, and May, and McDonald as well, I believe. So, and like you said, Peel's played ruck and midfield in this game as well, and May's been a hard nut. Llewellyn's been everywhere really as well, and same as McDonald, so here we go. So, Angley and Peel in the ruck to get this last quarter underway. Mark Smith going to ball it up here. They both go at it here. Well done by Peel, get the tap away, but well done by Blackwood to get the clearance into their forward 50. Bit of a scramble here at the moment. Ball goes out. Nairne, yeah, they get the clearance out of their back 50, but two Blackwood players went in it. But well, good mark there by Patrick Hall. He wastes no time. Bit of a scrappy kick. Well done there. Well done by there. Nairne get it forward. But it's sort of a bit of a scramble at the moment. And great tackle pressure.
Holding the ball, that's going to go in Nairne's favour. So now Zach McDonald again. He's been popping up everywhere, at least in this forward half for the Rams. He goes forward. He's got options with the pack. Nobody came down with a contested mark. It does result in a bit of a scrap at the bottom. Locking the ball in is Luke Lewis, solidifying the ball up. The umpire, of course.
So Smith balls it up now. Blackwood tap it forward, but well done there by Nairne, trying to get it forward as well. Good tackle pressure there by Blackwood. Oh, well, Blackwood, they get it out though. Kick forward, Llewellyn and Wender it was. Llewellyn, he grabs the ball though. He's been very effective in this game. And it's going to be a free kick though for in the back in favour of Nairne. I reckon that is Matner. He kicks it forward. Now, kick it forward. Pat goes up. No one grabs the mark. Bit of a scrummage at the moment. But there's going to be a free kick picked out by umpire Smith. And it's going to go Blackwood's way. And I reckon it's Angley, I believe.
Yeah, they've got the free kick on this occasion. Yeah, Angley the ruckman. So he's got the free kick in the defensive 50. He's going to go to the back end of the centre square, of course, but not with an effective disposal. It's going to come right back into the Nairne forward 50. Scrapping for it. Looks to be, of course, Linky, but he's also locked up. So there will be a ball up practically right on the arc of Nairne's forward 50. Comes back down. Quick stoppage coming out from the Woods is out of bounds on the fall.
So it is going to be Billy Trott is going to kick it in for the Rams. So Billy Trott now. Who can get the first score of this last quarter? Be a very vital one indeed. So Trott now kicks it forward. Pat goes up. Oh, good mark there.
Another contested intercepted mark
by Patrick
Hall. He's going to go straight down the throat of the corridor into the forward 50. It all depends on how it sits for the Blackwood Crummers. It depends on the bounce. Unfortunately, Masters trying his best, couldn't quite take possession. It's going to be thrown in. So we see in the background there, that looks like Blackwood's B-grade team just warming up again on the extra oval you see back there. But in the meantime, in Blackwood's Senior Colts forward 50, the tap out and the clearance straight in Nairne's favour. Ultimately ineffective. It might go back in. It will for the Woods. Clayton Town tried to bomb it back in. No clear last touch, so it will be a throw-in.
So another throw-in here. The academy boy is going to throw it in.
Yeah, it's going to point out the attire for the boundary umpires today is a little bit different from the field umpires. In fact, one of them's got a Nairne jumper underneath his shirt. I hope that's not a sign.
So here we go. Another throw. Well, ball up here by umpire Rule in the Blackwood forward 50. Well, Nairne going to clear it out though. Well done by McInnes. He clears it out. McDonald here
McDonald
for the
and
Rams.
Lewis in the one-on-one. Cox comes through. smashes like a wrecking ball, but unfortunately couldn't get the effective hand pass off. Now it's Patrick Hall all the way down to the goal square, but it's only a minor score, and it will only limit the margin to 20 points from the prior 21. The opening goal will set the tone for this term, you reckon, so if Blackwood can get the first goal, it'll put an enormous amount of pressure on the Rams. Meanwhile, the rebound 50 set to commence from Nairne Bremer's boot.
So McInnes now, he's going to go out for the Rams. He kicks it, high ball, about 50 metres. Puck goes up, bit of a scrummage here. Oh, good clearing kick there by Nairne.
Clever tap on and a bit of a spoil.
Umpire says play on.
From Gribble, but it was called play on. It'll be thrown in. So Senior Colts football here. The Courier Cup final still up for grabs, but in pretty comfortable possession of the Rams at the moment. Can Blackwood commit a massive heist to steal it back?
So both rights go at it. Peel, he gets the clearing handball out really, but they backtrack here now. Back to Llewellyn. Llewellyn, he goes forward. Oh, he's been caught holding the ball. Incorrect disposal there, the umpire said, and it's going to go to Blackwood there. I believe
it's debate with the umpire, Llewellyn.
So Max Cope now for Blackwood. What can they muster up here? Can they get the first goal of the quarter? Put some pressure on. He kicks it forward.
Pay to the man in front.
Yep.
Yes.
So Blackwood get the mark there. They're going to go back inside forward 50. They sure do. It's going to...
all the way in. Comes off of the hands. It's once again a bit of a scrap to win that ball over. It falls over the boundary line. Again, no evident last touch means there will be a throw in, but they're getting some forward 50 entries on the repeat here, the Woods. It's just about utilising them and getting some goals from these stoppages. It's pretty clear that they're much more effective with their forward use when they get those marks inside the forward 50. Of course, players like Paul Brown have been able to provide some good disposal from the smaller stocks, but unfortunately just hasn't been enough. Some more stoppage play here. A couple of don't argues were given from Gatchik, but ultimately he didn't get rid of the ball properly. So the free kick is going to go to Daniel Peel for the Rams. He'll get a defensive clearance here. No, he's coughed it up straight to the Blackwood opponent. It could be a very dangerous cough up as well, because it's come at a crucial time for Blackwood. So the intercept mark taken by Ben Wender. Is this beyond his range? He's about 45 metres out from goal. He goes short, so smaller distance, tighter angle to his teammate, and we're trying to get a good look at who took that uncontested forward 50 mark. It might be Clayton Town, not 100% sure.
What can you muster up here? I've seen a few shots from this angle and position today.
He's gone a drop punt from that angle too. It's only registered for a minor score by the looks though. Limits the margin to 19 points. If they can get another point as well as the 3 mandatory goals, then potentially they could have to split the cup for the afternoon. But of course, that type of outcome is quite a fair way off of reality, because at the moment, Blackwood still trail, and by a pretty concerning amount. Can they fight back to slowly lower the margin though? So holding the ball there, that's against Zach Llewellyn.
So I can't see the number of the Blackwood player, but it's going to be a 25, 50 metre penalty here for Blackwood. Some undisciplined play there from the Rams.
That's a crucial free kick to concede.
And Blackwood could get it back into 13 points with there's been about 8 minutes played in this last quarter.
So it's Ben Wender again. He didn't take the shot earlier. He does this time. Crucial goal. It's back to just 13 points. They are in striking distance.
So well done there by Blackwood to get the intercepting mark, but undisciplined play there by Nairne. So yeah, it's 6 goal 541 to 4 goal 4 28, 13 points of margin, and thanks to Chris Shaw Accounting and Mortgage Choice Adelaide Hills for supporting the Call of the Wild here today. So very interesting last 10 or so minutes here, Indy.
Yep. So we've gone halfway through the quarter, or thereabouts at least. I think there's about 11 minutes remaining. It looks to be 8 minutes 50 seconds gone by. We get into this centre bounce. Llewellyn trying to compensate for the free kick he conceded earlier after he was caught holding the ball. He's slung his man. He's given away another free kick, Llewellyn. He's got a bit of a lack of discipline in himself at the moment. Is this going to be another 25-metre penalty? Well, it's a yellow card, so Llewellyn will have to come off the ground. And it won't be 25, but the free kick still stands. Charlie...
Is it Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie Aiken.
Charlie Aiken, yep.
No, he does get the 25 by the looks. So the yellow card and the 25, Llewellyn, well, you had to take the boy off because, let's face it, I think he was putting his own team at risk more than he was benefiting them. He has been instrumental today in that forward line, though, Llewellyn. Just a bit of a lack of discipline in these late stages, and particularly where it matters most. So this, to limit the margin to just 7 points, and it's all down to Charlie Aiken for Blackwood. Crucial goal to keep the hope of stealing back that Courier Cup alive. And they're very much in striking distance, more comfortable with every goal they manage to score. And 7 points on the board, 6-5-41 to 5-4-34.
So well done there by Blackwood. They're still in it here. They've found some momentum. I believe it's Charlie Aitken's first goal for the year, so well done to him. So very interesting. So 7 points to the margin here, Indy.
Yeah, crucial time for it as well. You can see many of the Blackwood spectators up on their feet now, watching from the stands and the bench. They know that this Courier Cup final could be extremely useful for them in the long term. And, well, Nairne got off to a fantastic start, but it might just be time for Blackwood to shine through where it matters most. In the dying stages of this game, here's Akin again. He's trying to get some possession here on the wing. Ricocheted off of the boot. Could that be last touch? The umpire says it will be called to a throw-in.
So it's going to be a throw-in here. So the Academy boy, here we go. Very, very interesting game now. Well, has been all day, but well done Blackwood putting the pressure on Nairne. So throw-in now. Both ruckmans go at it. There's a bit of a foot race at the moment. Who can get a clear possession? And it's going to be a scrummage here, and umpire Smith says, give it to me, boys. And I'm going to throw it up here. So both rucks got it again. Peel and Angley. It's going to be a throw-in. So a few stoppages here in the last 30 seconds, making this game a little bit more intense. And who can get the next goal is very important, Indy. If Nairne can get it, they'll stretch it out to a 13-point margin. But if Black will get it, well, it's only the 1 point. So be very interesting here. So it's going to be a throw-in.
Well, it's going to be more of a fight than they would have initially expected to maintain the margin which they've held all game. They have not led at a single stage of this match so far, Blackwood.
Just reiterating, Nairne going for their first win against Blackwood and Senior Colts. So the ball goes up now. There was a tackle, and umpire says, is it going to be a throw-in or a ball up? One of the two. Oh, and it's going to be a yellow card.
Yellow card, and that looks to be a free kick going the way of Nairne. So another, tables have turned almost, another undisciplined free kick to give away, and another yellow card given out too.
Was that Sam Manners got the yellow card, I reckon?
I believe so.
Yeah, so Nairne are going to get the free kick. So yeah, actually reverse of what it was before. So they kick it forward now, down the line. The pack's going to go up here. Oh, May, he gets a crumb. He kicks it forward. Lewis
mistimed the pickup. May comes back in for some more. He's taken high. He's going to get a free kick.
So May now.
The forward line is setting up.
So Tom May with the helmet on. He's going to kick it inside forward 50. Can Nairne get a goal here to get some breathing space? The ball goes up. Players go at it.
Lewis fighting through a couple. No, that was actually...
That was Patrick Hall there. He gets the ball out, though. So McInnes, though, he gets the clean ball here. He keeps running. He kicks it to the paint of 50. And good spoil there by the Blackwood player. And it's going to go out for a throw-in. So a bit of pressure here at the moment. And Nairne trying to press to get that 13-point margin. So
just looking down here, it looks as though... Brody Clark for Nairne, he's just lying on the ground with his legs flat out, so not sure if there's anything going on there. There's a stoppage in the meantime. Blackwood with the tap out, as probably I'd say the majority of today's ruck workers benefited Angley and the Woods for that matter.
So throw up now. So good ball up there by umpire Smith. The rucks go at it. What's going to happen here? Blackwood trying to get it forward. Oh, well done by the Nairne player to get a little toe poke forward. Angley, big handball out to the advantage of their player. Good tackle pressure by Nairne. Umpire says play on. And it's going to be a ball up again by umpire Smith. Bit of pressure here at the moment. Back and forth really. So
Clark's still on the ground as well. It looks as though he's getting a bit of treatment on that leg, and it doesn't look too good from here. He's trying to straighten it out, but maybe he's having a problem bending it.
It's about 35 metres out from their goal. So
yeah.
Okay, so the ball up though on the wing here. Both rucks go.
Ainsley
Well
got the
done
tap
there.
out.
Oh, good tackle there by May. Well done by Tom May. Great tackle because Blackwood were out by Pedro, but well done by Tom May. And they're going to try and go back inside forward 50 here. Nairne, good. Oh, couldn't get the
Just
mark
slightly
there.
misfired the kick.
Was Joshua Holbrook couldn't get the mark, and it's going to be a throw in. So it's been that side of the ground.
Composure is absolutely the key in these dying stages of the match now. In fact, a lot of time has gone since the last goal. I don't know if we're at the 13 or 15 minute mark. We're at the 15-minute mark.
Yep.
Blackwood do have a clearance. It'll be crucial, but the first pickup in favour of the Rams. Bennett comes dashing through. He coughs it up. Blackwood are going to have to go back inside 50. It's a high ball to win. It's eventually spoiled out. Another stoppage, this time in the forward half for Blackwood, but still one to fight for. And
So about four and a half minutes to go. Blackwood need a goal right now, basically, to stay in this game.
the good news is I think Clark is back on
Yeah,
his feet.
Clark's back up and about, so that's positive for the Rams. So it's going to be another ball up here. Umpire Rule says give it to me.
Well, there's
Said
no time
that a
on,
few
so they want to
times
be
today.
They want to
Yep.
be careful with these ball ups now. Blackwood can't lock down too
No.
much anymore. It will kill off too much time.
They really need a running player to go past and get the ball here. It's going to be a throw in, another stoppage. There's been a few in this quarter, actually quite a few in the game, because it's been pretty intense here today. So what can Blackwood muster up here? It's on the paint of their 50. Throw in. Good throw in there by the Academy boy. Oh, Nairne get the clear and kick out though.
Crucial clearance at this time. Nairne, holding the man free kick, so Blackwood have got some crucial possession here. Looks as though
I reckon it's Milsom. I reckon he's going to kick it inside forward at 50. Pat goes up.
nearly took a contested
great
mark
push there by Paul Brown. Nearly got the
Yeah,
crumb.
Paul Brown with
but yeah, well done there to get the tackle pressure. So here we go. About 30 metres out, I guess, from Blackwood's goal. And a bit of a skirmish here at the moment. Oh, well done by Nairne.
Tackle! Holding the ball! It's going to be in favour of the Woods.
Bailey
They can
Pedro.
make this a one-point game. They don't want to waste too much time.
So
Ooh.
Bailey Pedro now, 3 minutes to go. He's about 30 metres out, I guess, Indy.
Yeah, been
Yeah,
decently
25,
quiet all
30
day,
minutes
but
out.
he's definitely been giving us all out there. Pedro now with a crucial opportunity in front of goal. He's got it. It's a one-point game. We're ticking the time down. Time continues to tick as they celebrate the goal and the players move back to position. They want to get back as fast as possible. Not much time left in this game. I reckon we'll hit 2 minutes remaining as soon as the next bounce occurs. Crucial times are coming. 6-5 to 6-4. In favour of the Rams, as it has been for the entire match, but that could very much change in the dying stages. Could this be one of the great heists we see for the Courier Cup? The clearance, first one coming out in Nairne's favour. Must have been Patrick Hall again. Yes, it was, with the intercept mark.
So
He's gone straight down the throat. Massive kick, but another crucial intercept mark, this time in favour of the Rams.
Riley McInnes, he's done a few of them today. Well done to him. Great mark there, important mark. So here we go. What's he gonna do now? He kicks it to the
McInnes.
centre of the ground, really. Pat goes up. May went up, and it's a handball out. Went to the Blackwood player. May grabs it though. Handballs it out. Clark comes in now, and well done there by Blackwood to get it out. They kick it forward again. What can they muster up here? Carpenter and Brown. Well done by McInnes. He's going to mop up here. He goes and he just lingers for a little bit. Handballs over Carpenter. Got a bit of pressure there, but he kicks it forward. And a great mark there by, that was Ollie Salon's gang, and he kicks it forward.
Yes, Salon's saying he's gone forward again, perhaps a little bit too much waste. It's going to go towards the boundary line. It's going to go. We're in the final minute of this quarter. It's crucial time now.
It's a ring-a-ding-ding, as Pistol would say.
Yes, and we'll see that man later on, of course. Patrick Hall and McInnes are hands like dinner plates, both of those players for each respective team, and that's what's been saving them up this match. This is why it's coming down to the wire. 40 seconds tick down.
So here we go. What can Blackwood muster up here? They get it forward.
It's not a very great clearance.
Foot race. Well done by Nairne to get the clearing ball out. And there's going to be a player on the wing, and it's going to be Llewellyn.
All they got to do is save it up.
He kicks it forward. And a good mark there by McDonald. He's been very
McDonald,
good today.
The captain, standing up when it matters the most. His kick not super effective, but it looks as though the Rams will lock up this result. They suffered a massive scare. 10 seconds ticking down. All they need to do is retain it in this 450, which they do. They get their first Senior Colts win against the Blackwood Woods in the first division, as well as the Courier Cup to go with it. A massive and admirable effort from the Woods. Got them back into this game after they were scoreless in the first quarter. The first time this year in the Senior Colts they've been scoreless, mind you. But they did fight their way back into it. Ultimately, though, they fell short by just that one singular point. The Rams, on the other hand, they did get off to a massive start, and they did hold on. They will get their first major against the Woods in Senior Colts. And a massive win for them.
Well done to the Rams, considering that the average margin was 36.4. So well done to the Rams to get their first win against Blackwood in the Senior Colts. Well done to them. Commiserations to Blackwood. They put up a good fight, like Indy said, as they were scores in the first quarter, and the first time they were scores in a game, in the first quarter in a game against Nairne. So well done. But well done to the Rams to get that win in the Courier Cup flag as well. So well done to them, and just a great game of footy.
Yeah.
Every time we've commentated, it's been a close game. So
yeah, well, lucky us, I suppose.
Yes.
And 1 point game, so a little bit uncharacteristic that these teams would be in such a low-scoring affair. But on one hand, that's what made it so spectacular in a lot of ways, is that it was uncharacteristic and it required the teams to adapt and play outside of their comfort zone. Particularly Blackwood, they've still got a lot to admire today. After getting to within 1 point, it was all about the start of that match. Had they not been scoreless in the opening quarter, then ultimately they would have been far more successful in wrestling back the result. As it stands, though, you have to say some very admirable names, and had to pick out some of the best of them. I mean, Paul Brown was an active runner, of course, and Patrick Hall as well. Did a lot of intercept work for Blackwood. Certainly saw a lot of Luke Lewis pop up in the defense too. Pedro stood up late when it mattered. Angley did really well in the ruck today after he was tasked with a bit of a challenge. I mean, of course, Peel did well, and we won't take that away from him. He was one of the better players today. But Angley definitely won the majority of the hit-outs. Ethan Cox as well with a lot of that inside pressure. He's just built like a wrecking ball. He's not massively tall, but he's very well built, particularly for that aggressive inside midfielder role.
And for Nairne?
Yeah, of course, Zach McDonald, the captain, stood up when it mattered too and made a very good statement for his team. I loved watching Tom May get in the midst of a lot of those contests.
And also, well done to Riley McInnes. He was really good off half-back. He took a few important marks, and also Llewellyn was good at times as well. So well done to the Rams, and they had some very important players there, and
Patrick Hall and McInnes, certainly the two intercept marking kings of the match. And
also Matner was good at times as well, getting in front and trying to get the ball. So there's some presentations on at the moment in the Courier Cup presentation.
Yes,
so
of course they will be presenting the cup to the fellows at the Nairne Bremer Rams, who fought hard to make sure they didn't concede what they had, but more importantly, they had what they had. Which is hence why they're winning the cup today, and they can come out with a lot of applause to share around as they do now, the cup presenting forward, and I mean, it's something to be proud of as well. They've achieved a lot since coming into the Senior Colts, Nairne Bremer.
Yeah, obviously, finishing top last year, unfortunately going out in straight sets, but they would, be nearly against top now, I reckon. Need to clarify that on the ladder, but obviously it was first, second today, and it was Blackwood's first loss for the year since round one. So, and yeah, so we just see Nairne getting ready for the photo and to celebrate their Courier Cup win.
Just setting up for the photo, Blackwood heading back to the rooms. I mean, there would be a lot of lingering disappointment, but I do have to give admiration for the effort they put in. They did a lot of the things that were mandatory to get back into this game. It was just ultimately a little bit too much damage, and I do emphasize a little bit because it was 1 point at the end of the game, and well, we're about to head into the B grade match, but I reckon we're going to see all of you again later on this afternoon when we spectate and analyze, and more importantly, we present some statistics for the A grade match. Of course, we'll have the full cast by that time as well. But of course, it goes without mentioning, thank you very much to Chris Shaw Accounting and Mortgage Choice in the Adelaide Hills for supporting the Call of the Wild here today. I had a lot of fun coming up here this morning and having the privilege of calling such a very exciting game, a very low scoring, very competitive arm wrestle, not to mention, of course, the context that was built up around the Courier Cup and the history that these two teams have had. Massive applause to Nairne, a lot of admiration for Blackwood's effort, and I reckon that just about does us for our coverage of the under-18 Senior Colts. Thank you very much for joining me, Jayden, and I think certainly couldn't have presented us the same way without some of your excellent statistical coverage.
No worries, thanks, Indy. Thanks for having me. Well done, well called, mate. It was a very, very intense call, very good call, and a very good game of footy. So that's what we love to see. So, like Indy said, you'll see us all at about 2 o'clock when Nairne play Blackwood in the A grade. So thank you for your viewership.
Yes, and in the meantime, no matter where you are, no matter what time, and no matter what type of conditions you might be dealing with, as Jeff Pistols always says, please keep on kicking goals.